Today I shall discuss on artificial flood of Guwahati city. Actually, Guwahati city, it is rainwater accommodation. Due to insufficient drainage, rainwater cannot drain out to natural channels. This problem is nowadays a very serious and critical problem. There is during summer season, rainy season, monsoon, Guwahati became totally underwater. Perhaps you know the Guwahati is the gateway of Northeast India. It is located at 26.183 north and 91.7633 east at the river bank of Brahmaputra. So it is also termed as riverine city. This Guwahati city is surrounded by many hills almost at all sides. Although river, I am showing the actual map of Guwahati. This is the city map. This is the city map. It is river Brahmaputra, and at the bank of Guwahati, this is the Guwahati city at the river bank. And it is earlier map. Nowadays, North Guwahati was also included. This is the North Guwahati. North Guwahati also included at municipal area, Guwahati corporation area. So this is the actual shape of the Guwahati city is from here. Nowadays, earlier there was no road communication from Guwahati to North Guwahati. There was only one road bridge over river Brahmaputra at Saraighat, which is far away from North Guwahati area. Now another bridge is constructed at Bhorolmukh point. It is the Bhorolmukh point from where it is connected. Bridge was connected with North Guwahati. So the traffic movement is very easy nowadays. Another bridge shall be coming up in the eastern part of Guwahati from Narengi area up to Masbat, cross through North Guwahati. So it became very simple journey from Guwahati to North Guwahati. So as such condition, North Guwahati is also included in Guwahati. Besides this, one ropeway is there connecting North Guwahati. One ropeway is one ropeway is there. So one can go by 16 minutes instead of crossing the river by ferry, people can go with the ropeway also. So this some big area is Guwahati Municipal Corporation area. The total area of Guwahati city is 328 square kilometer. 328 square kilometer. This is our population pattern. You see, very densely populated, and this is the Umananda, where one temple is Umananda temple was there. The Umananda is the smallest river island of the world. It is mid-stream of Brahmaputra. Both side river is flowing down, and it is at center, almost center. If anyone is going from Guwahati to North Guwahati by ropeway, he have to get the first stoppage at Umananda, then North Guwahati. So now Guwahati population is very dense. It is total population is around in 2.5 million. 2.5 million total population. And the Guwahati is surrounded by many hills, almost in all sides. Among these hills, Narakasur Hills, Nilasal Hills, Khargoli Hills, Narangi Hills, Japorizug Hills, Phatasil Hills, Sunaigoli Hills, Vasishta Hills, Riboi range of Meghalaya. These are very prominent hills. I said already the total area of Guwahati is 328 square kilometer and population is 2.5 million. The average altitude of plains area of Guwahati in the range of 49.5 meter to 55.5 meter. It is not even ground surface. There are a lot of undulation. It is about 6 meter variation is there. From some sides, at some places it is slightly higher. Some places it is slightly lower, and the average altitude of hilly region varies from 100 meter to 300 meter above mean sea level. The rainwater runoff from hills enter most of the pocket of city with a very high velocity due to steep hill slope, and the drainage system of Guwahati is inadequate for passing out such huge flash water in a short time. Nowadays, everywhere flood is common. In our India, Delhi, Bombay, Kolkata, in these metros also waterlogging problem is there, but these are for few hours, 2 to 3 hours like that. Even in some developed countries also this type of waterloggings are most often reported. In America, China, they are also suffering the same problem. The waterlogging, that is artificial flood due to rain. Normally, we consider floods if the ground is inundated by, the ground is under submerged water due to raise of water level of a nearest river, that is flood. But when rainwater stagnant, water logging it is called water logging, because rainwater cannot drain out to perennial source, which is mainly our perennial source is Brahmaputra. We have to drain out all of our rainwater to river Brahmaputra through Bhorolu river. Bhorolu is only connecting natural channel with Brahmaputra. In some of the pockets, especially near foothills like Chanmari, a portion of Jurut, few portion of Jesrut, etc., normally under submerged condition, even with a moderate rainfall for about half an hour. Because runoff water from hills is coming so high speed, our drain is not adequate to pass out such huge amount of water. So automatically all the roads and everything is underwater, under submerged condition. We have visited most of the affected places repeatedly for 2-3 seasons. Recently also I have make a visit to some places where flood water problem is there, water logging problem is there, and I find very difficult to digest the sufferings of the city dwellers. There is a history behind this water logging problem. I will discuss this in later. Just now I will be coming to that point. There are several wetlands, water bodies, natural water bodies, several wetlands, namely Deeper Bill, Chorusola Bill, Barsola Bill, besides man-made water bodies, Sifli, Digholi Pukhuri, Sil Pukhuri, Nakkata Pukhuri, Jur Pukhuri, etc. These are all man-made, and these are all natural, and these are man-made. There are perennial water sources, natural channels, namely Bhorolu river, Mara Bhorolu. Mara Bhorolu is a dead channel. Bahini river, Bosishta river, Khandajan. Khandajan, we can say it is a dead channel. During rain, some amount of water is passing through it. And Bosishta, Bahini, these are the feeder channel of Bhorolu river. All these are connected with river Bhorolu. So, rainwater, it is coming from Meghalaya ranges at a very high speed. Since this Rivoi ranges has very steep hills, the slope is almost 1:1. The rainwater runoff even enter into the city from Bornihat hilly catchment through a perennial channel crossing Jurabad, finally contribute to the Bahini river. Bahini, again, it contributes all the rainwaters to Bhorulu river. The length of this catchment is about 10 km from Khanapara to Bornihat. In few races of this catchment slope of this catchment is 1:1 or more steeper. By the side of the national highway, this Guwahati-Shillong road, there is some vertical hill cut up to top hill, say about 100 meters above. It is almost vertical, whose slope it will be less than 1:1. This hill range covers the entire south of Guwahati city. This Riboi ranges, it is in Meghalaya, which cover in south of the entire Guwahati city. This rainwater runoff also carries huge amount of suspended loads of eroded hill soil, mainly due to soil erosion and unplanned hill cuttings and deforestation. The runoff soil, the suspended soil carried by the rain runoff, mostly deposited at the river bed and drains, and thus reduces the efficiency of draining out of the rainwater. These are you see, I am showing you few photographs. I need not describe these photographs. These are all self-explanatory. We cannot compare this flood situation of Guwahati with that of Bombay or Delhi, or even with Kolkata. And you see the color of water. It is 1 meter, above 1 meter, on more than 1 meter above the road. So this gentleman is pulling his rickshaw, not pulling, he is just pulling by hand without using his legs. So you see, this gentleman is buying some his essential commodities, and it is about 1 meter on the road surface. Here you see, this is the situation of Guwahati city. In Bombay or Delhi and Kolkata, it requires few hours to dry up. Naturally, it will be passing out because of heavy rainfall. Capacity, it is inadequate capacity of drainage system. For that, it's for temporarily waterlogging are noticed, but in our case, it is completely different. We require 3-4 days or even more. And you see the color of this water. Earlier I said that this rainwater carries huge amount of suspended soil erosion from the hill slopes, and mainly because of deforestation and unplanned hill cuttings. So finally these are deposited at our drains and natural natural channels, all the beds are raised, braided up with all the suspended materials. So efficiency of the drains are decreasing day by day. What was the basic reason of this flood? Earlier, before 1971, our Guwahati population was 2 lakhs only. Guwahati was a very small city. Guwahati includes Palton Bazaar, mainly for the railway station, Fancy Bazaar, all the Fancy Bazaar is a business place, business center of Guwahati, and Pan Bazaar, it is basically educational center. There are Cotton College is located, Handy Girls College is located. These are there, so it is a educational place. And some Ujan Bazaar also, it is a marketplace for materials. Those are coming by river Brahmaputra. It is a marketplace of commodities carried by river. So another is Kharghuli. These are the only city. Guwahati was very small city. Population was 2 lakhs only as per census report of 1971. During that time, it was, I am saying, before shifting of capital from Shillong to Guwahati. I am writing here Shillong to Dispur. Actually, actual location is Dispur, but it is, I am saying Shillong to Guwahati. So, during that time, before shifting of capital, both sides of GS Road, Guwahati Shillong Road, R.G. Borua Road, Narangi Road, which has been renamed as VIP Road, and Bosishta Road. These are all entirely paddy fields. This huge area behave like a water bodies. All rainwater, these paddy fields accommodated all rainwater without any hurdle to the city peoples. Population, now the total population of Guwahati is approximately 2.5 millions. So this population explosion forced the conversion of this wetland into residential area, resulting decrease in wetland to a great extent. Wetland nowadays, all the man-made, some Digoli Pukuri, Nakkata Pukuri, Jor Pukuri, except there is not a single wetland. All these are residential area nowadays. So this acute shortage of wetland and other water bodies is the root cause of this present chronic flood problem in Guwahati city. On the other hand, the bed of all natural channels are rising due to soil erosion at nearby hills, resulting decrease in draining capacity. I discussed already. Today, government, if remove all the debris from the drain, next the next rain, again it will be filled up with same materials. So huge soil suspended load was carried by this rain water, mainly because of from river ranges and all other natural hills. Now, what is government of Assam is doing nowadays? Government of Assam, in a word, it is a very poor state of northeastern region, because our fund allocation from center and state revenue is very less in comparison to other 6 northeastern states. Population was, our central aid is very less. So nowadays our government is taking a temporary measures for pumping out the rainwater to river Brahmaputra at Bharolumukh. Since we require pump out, since the HFL of Brahmaputra is much above the bed level of Bharolu river. The Bharolu river is the only natural channel connected with river Brahmaputra. That channel, all that channel, the Mara Bharolu, Mara is Assamese word, means dead. Dead Bharolu, Mara Bharolu, Khandajan have no role in draining out, which are draining out of flush runoff. Earlier, initially, soon after shifting of state capital in 1971, population explosion started. During that time, in Guwahati, at few locations, 4 prime locations, Nabin Nagar, Anil Nagar, Tarun Nagar and Lasit Nagar, they experience waterlogging or artificial flood. So, locally, these four locations are termed as 4 twin brothers, because all these names are male names. So, these are all twin brothers and they are submerged in monsoon, they are under submerged condition. So, all these 4 twin brothers. But unfortunately, nowadays more than half of the plains of Guwahati city is inundated by rainwater, more than 50%. A few places remaining, which is little bit higher elevation, they are remaining. Even Maligaon area, Jurabat area, Hatigaon area also was affected now during normal showers of an hour too. This is you see, Maligaon is quite high. Maligaon is near to Nilasal Hill. It is located just at foothills of Nilasal Hills, and from Maligaon to Brahmaputra is very close distance. So Jurabat is just at Meghalaya bordering location. One side of Jurabat is our Guwahati, another is Meghalaya. So it is Jurabat is just a junction point of plains of Guwahati with hills of Meghalaya. Hatigaon is quite highland. They are also nowadays very critically affected because of inadequate drainage system and high velocity of rainwater, flush rainwater. I will show you. This is Sanmari photograph, and this is Maligaon. Maligaon, this side of Maligaon, it is at the foothill of Maligaon, at the foothill of Nilachal Hills. Nilachal Hills, where Kamakhya temple is located. That Nilachal Hills, it is just foothills. All the water from India Nilachal Hills nowadays coming at a high speed to Maligaon, and this 4-lane road is now for working like a drains for passing out the rainwater of this area. And this is you see Khanapara. Khanapara, it is just at Meghalaya, just one hill at backside, other hill at Riboi. There is a distance between two hills about somehow nearest to 100 meters from Riboi range and these ranges. It is, this is the situation of Khanapara. This is Jurabad. You see, this side is Guwahati, and this side is Riboi Hills. This side is Riboi range. It is Meghalaya. So entire rain water is coming from Riboi Hills. It is accommodated here, and it will be passing out as per the road surface slope only. There is no alternative. It requires, for 1 hour showers, it requires more than 3-4 hours to total draining out. This is not only creating problem for city dwellers, but has a great impact on state economy in the name of mitigation and flood fighting works. Every time we have to use pump sets, maintenance cost is there, and capital cost is there. We have to drain out this water to some other drains, and finally so that it can be drained out to Brahmaputra at Bharolamukh. So the huge expenditures are, it is an overburden of state government, and our economy is badly affected by these flood problems of Guwahati. The water accommodating capacity of natural wetland, all wetlands, as I explained earlier, Deeper Bill, Barchola Bill, Chorusala Bill, there are some water bills. Bill is an Assamese word, means water body. The water accommodating capacity of natural wetland is also decreasing mildly due to encouragement and lot of debris are coming from outside. So more or less it is decreasing to a high extent. Further, in earlier days, good amount of rainwater percolated underground, contributing as a windfall to groundwater. But due to heavy demand of rain, earlier what happened? Earlier, a family need one house for 2-3 bedrooms, 2-3 bedrooms and kitchens, like one living room, like that, not more than that. But this was in later, after coming the capital, what happened? Huge people coming from outside, they do not have, they need some shelter. So they started searching about the rented house. Because of this demand of rented house, every city dweller started construction of dwelling houses for better income as an alternative source of income. One-time investment, if monthly getting 10,000 rupees as house rent, it is not bad. I do not know what is the present rent of house per square meter or per square feet. Earlier it was hardly 300-500 rupees. You will, when I was staying at rented house, I paid 75 rupees. I got a house of 3 rooms, 75 rupees. Even that is, yes, all right. They constructed house, they have land, they have constructed house, but what conception is nowadays in the mind of the people of Guwahati? They have constructed cement, concrete, paved service road at the setback of their house, at the nearest to the gate. Entire plot is concreted. Not a single drop of water can go percolate to ground and to the ground soil, but nothing, not a single drop of water can percolate it underground. They constructed CC pavement surrounding the buildings, nothing short of anything. No, completely what we call this is pakka. So, resulting what happened? Normally, entire rainwater is directly drained out to the roadside drain. So ultimately, rainwater from every places is coming to Borolu river and finally have to pump out to Brahmaputra river. During my visit to the worst affected sites, I had many interaction with many peoples, and it is very heartfelt to hear their woes and sorrows. In many places, like San Marie colony area, most of the people, they stayed at the rented house during the monsoon period. In few places, ground floor are permanently considered as unusable, while in new construction I am noticed the plinth of everyone is raising tremendously, as if in case of raising plinth height, they can avoid the flood situation. It became a normal tendency. Someone is constructed his 1 meter with a plinth height, next one is constructed 2 meters plinth height. And most of the places in Rukmini Gaon and some places at the foothills, just near the Ganeshgori, Rukmini Gaon, all the ground floors are storehouse of eroded soil, hill soil. These are ground floors are storehouse of eroded hill soil only. I have visited these places during last month. I have visited these places. It is near the DETORATIng center, and this is in this VIP road. This is the flood situation, as if I am going through a river. I am driving on a river. Now let us discuss about the basic causes of this waterlogging, or what we say artificial flood, and how to tackle it, and measures how to tackle it. The root causes of this artificial flood at Guwahati: number one, high velocity of runoff due to steep slope of nearby hills. Number two, reduction of wetland due to rapid population growth. Number three, encouragement of drains and nalas. And besides all, heavy soil erosion at hill slopes, mainly due to encroachment at foothills and deforestation, which braided up the bed of the natural channel. Another is our original design was inadequate, without proper gradient or anything else. These are our basic reason behind this waterlogging or flood situation. What we say, it became a flood situation to a high magnitude. Because you see, as I said earlier, for 2 lakhs people, drains, all the drainage systems were originally, it was meant for 2 lakh people. Now it is 2.5 million people. So it is 12.5 times higher. And there is no open space to construct again some new drainage system with proper gradient. And another problem is Brahmaputra is quite high, even almost at it touched the banks at Fancy Bazaar in some time. In many times it touched the river bank at Fancy Bazaar, and sometime it became a question for the government if water is coming inside, whole the business establishment and warehouse and godowns will be damaged. So there are no provision of any catchwater drain. Catchwater drain, that's at the water coming from hill, stormwater drain at foothill of Guwahati. Without a catchwater drain, the effect of runoff of nearby hill cannot be controlled. However, it is now difficult, not difficult, it is impossible to provide such catchwater drain at many hills, since all hills are densely populated. We cannot provide at the hilltop, we have to provide the catchwater drain at foothills. So there is no place at all. There is only one place. The catchwater drain may be provided at the foothills of Boshisto and Meghalaya ranges to drain out the runoff south of the Guwahati, far away from the Guwahati airport, which may be effective, but necessary measures to be taken to control the soil erosion at hills. Another option is there. The railway line is passing through the city, where both side drain may be feasible for draining out of flush runoff of hills located at the northern side of the Guwahati to a safe distance near Digaro, connecting with Ajoli city. Ajoli city, it is a tributary which is connecting with Digaro. It is a small tributary, not perennial, but it is in monsoon period. It is a small feeder channel of Digaro river, which again connected with the Kolong. Finally, Kolong is a tributary of river Brahmaputra. But it is a very costly proposition. It is a very costly proposition. State of Assam cannot afford so much of huge amount in the name of to address this waterlogging issue of Guwahati city. State had lot of problems. Floods of Brahmaputra and other major tributaries since 6 months, more than 6 months. Some of our places in remote areas, they are almost 6 months underwater, and there this bank erosion problem is there. Cultivated land, agricultural land is decreasing day by day. Even you may believe or may not believe, but I am saying to you, the biggest river island of Brahmaputra, which is known as Majuli, it is the world's biggest river island. Now size is reduced to about 50% of original size. Original size means from the date of record. We do not know about the history of before British came, what was the actual size. But after independence only we came to know this was this size and now this size. So it is almost 50%. The day will come when there will be no much biggest island. The existence of this biggest island, river island, is itself a doubt. The bottom of all newly constructed drains may not be concreted allowing free percolation of rainwater underground. Underground drains below the present road may also help in reducing present flood magnitudes. However, I am already saying our poor state cannot afford for such huge expenses in the name of only one city. Either our state have to take loan from World Bank or any other financing agencies, and we have to pay interest, annually interest. Ultimately, our overburden will be increasing day by day. So finally a day will come, our whole state will require to be sold to some World Bank agency or something else. I feel revival of all that channel may be helpful for natural passing out of rainwater to avoid the waterlogging problem at low-lying areas. Additional drainage with proper gradient system may also be provided connecting other natural channels outside the city, which shall help in minimizing waterlogging impact. The proper gradient may help in increasing drain-out capacity to a high extent. In some pockets of city, there is no scope of taking any new drainage system in such pockets. Suitable drains may be provided below the existing roads. These are just, it is very good to hear. With a drain, the underground is drain and overground is road. Underground is a road for draining out water, and overground is for traffic movement. It is very good to hear. Like a metro. Some places in West Bengal, the metro is underground. Delhi, Bengaluru, and there all these metros are overground. These are very, in my opinion, these are very good to hear. For hearing, it is very nice word, but practically, it is not at all feasible and financially possible for Assam. Another, it is my opinion only, an extensive program of plantation, preferably agroforestry, with direct involvement with local people may be taken, which shall minimize the soil erosion at hill slope. Rapid growing grasses like citronella, jaruban, etc. planted at hill slope for the financial benefit of the local people. It is much better to control the soil erosion by plantation only instead of a costly proposition. Without plantation, we cannot avoid the soil erosion at huge hill slopes. Another most interesting phenomenon is our rainfall intensity. Annual average rainfall intensity is 1.6 meter. Our area of Guwahati city is 328 kilometer. So, Guwahati city annual receipt of rainwater is 524.8 million cubic meter, and this huge amount of water is draining out to river Brahmaputra annually. I say we are having two problems. During monsoon, we have excess of water. If we multiply this million into 1,000, how much million liters of water we are draining out in monsoon? On one side, during monsoon, we are having excess water, 525 million cubic water we are draining out. And in winter, we are crying and we are blaming some other agencies that we are suffering from. There is acute shortage of drinking water. We are crying from a drop of water. Our authority is handicapped. We are not able to get drinking water, which is a basic need of all lives. Yes, we are draining out this amount of water, and in summer, in monsoon period, and in lean season, we are crying for a drop of water, drop of drinking water. I feel it is not wise for me to rule out that Assam is pioneer in the field of water conservation. In 15, 16, 17 century, Assam king, they have constructed very huge, very big water bodies where some population are theirs. They have constructed huge water bodies. They have constructed many major water bodies like Jaisagar. This is Jaisagar, Shivsagar, Gauri Sagar, Nitai Pukhuri, Hukan Pukhuri. Pukhuri means water bodies. Pukhuri is an Assamese word. So something it is man-made water bodies. So this type of huge water bodies they have constructed for rainwater conservation. And rainwater conservation or rainwater harvesting, whatever it may be, but they have considered as a rainwater conservation by constructing all these water bodies. And in these water bodies these are the basic sources of drinking water for nearby towns. Even today, in Jaisagar also, in Jaisagar town, the water of this Jaisagar water is collected from Jaisagar pond, and Shivsagar also, so water is collected from Shivsagar pond. Everywhere these man-made water bodies are used for present drinking water purposes. There is least possibility of making in such wetlands within the Guwahati city. However, provision of wetland may be made outside the city, connecting the city drainage system. Within Guwahati, if somebody wants to make some big wetlands, it is not feasible at all. There is no vacant place, not at all. There is nothing short of anything. So no one can go for this construction of big water bodies. Of course, in phased manner with proper planning, outside the city area, some water bodies may be constructed outside the area as a tourist spot. As a tourist spot, if it is done for some water sport, we have some facilities of water sports, then it will help sufficiently for the Guwahati citizen, Guwahati city dwellers, by controlling these effects of artificial waterlogging problems. It is a file photo of Jaisagar tank, which was constructed in 17th century. It is located at 26 degree 57 minute 20 second north and 94 degree 36 minute and 28 second. It is constructed on 1697 AD by King Rudra Singha for his mother named Jaimati, so it is Jaisagar. And the area of this water body is 1.25 million square meter, and water level is never remaining constant. At constant level, water is always there. This water body is so much water, rainwater is conserved during that 1600 in 17th century, 1697 it was constructed. And a very interesting thing, it is the biggest man-made water bodies in Asia. It is the biggest. And it requires, I do not know, I was not physically there that time, but what written in books, it is constructed within 45 days. I do not know, but it was written in books, in history, that this water body was constructed by 45 days, within 45 days. Next, as I discussed earlier, plantation. Plants also absorb about 25% of soil moisture, and this soil moisture is generally gained from rainwater only. Plantation of fast growing agroforestry like maple, sissu, teak, segun, shashi, tetachampa, gamari, etc. at foothills and hilltops, foothills, hill slopes and top, with active participation of local people shall surely help in flood management and economic boosting catalyst. In addition to this, plantation of lemon, one lemon is in different nature. This is in Assamese it is called Kaji Nemu. It's a world famous Nemu. It is a good smell and very juicy, and banana etc. may also help the people for immediate income. Plantation shall also reduce the thunder impact on man and animal besides reducing the carbon dioxide concentration at our atmosphere. Roadside plantation, household plantation considered more purposeful. This plantation program shall only be viable if government initiate for amendment of forest law. What happened? Nowadays, if we go for plantation in our own land, in our own campus, if I am planting shishu or sasi, then this will be not my property. Finally, it will be forest property. Forest department, I cannot do anything with this tree. But in our days, when I was child, at the time of birth, parents, they planted some valuable sapling like sasi, shishu, teak, this type of plants, so that in long return, say about 25-30 years, my children's required expenses can be taken from these trees by selling the wood, by selling the agar. It was our tradition. And each plant, name of child is written there. And when the children growing up, say 5-6 years old, it is the duty of the child to maintain it in dry season, watering, cleaning of base, and sometimes some creepers are creating some problems, some insects are coming to look after those problems. It is the duty and responsibility of that child, and his name was written in the tree, in the plant. So if we now problem is, unless and until the forest law was amended, forest law, if government initiate to take necessary amendment of forest law, then people will only be interested for plantation of this people, shishu, teak, sasi, titachapa, gamari, this type of valuable teaks. One sasi teaks, it is cost about say several lakhs, 10-15 lakhs. If a mature sasi tea cost about 10-15 lakhs. Today's international market. A mature shishu is not less than 20 to 50,000. Teak is accordingly little lower price value, but it is very valuable tree. Titachapa, gamari, these are also very valuable tree. This cost of gamari or titachapa, teak or shishu, these are not less than 30-50,000 of a mature tree. More than 1,000 rupees per cubic feet. So, but the basic problem is, if I if I can planting some sapling of these valuable trees, then on maturity I have no rights. It will be a forest product. Yes, forest revenue, collection of forest revenue, I am not against of that. But at the same time, by making this plantation, indirect benefit also there, that shall be considered. And I am not, people will not interested in smuggling of this timbers, this output of these sticks, these plants. Only there may be some amount of royalty or some amount of tax should be imposed, and a family for 50 years, they maintain a tree, say one sashi tree, say one gentleman planted, say about 10-15 sashi plant in his campus. He will be maintaining it for 50 years. Then he will be getting a good amount. So considering all these aspects, government should make necessary amendment for amendment of forest law. Instead of declaring it is forest property, it should be declared as its own property. Then only people will be interested in this plantation program. Otherwise, nobody will come forward. To this context, I would to add here, commonly known as Sadguru of Isha Foundation, Jagi Vasudev. Now he is working on a project Kaveri Calling. Actually, to control bank erosion, floods, etc. of Kaveri and improvement of livelihood of Kaveri basin, he started some plantation project. It is Kaveri Calling, and himself met the Prime Minister of India, and the Prime Minister assured him to do something best for his request. And Sadguru Vasudev, he hopeful the government shall make it, whether for all whole India or not, he doesn't able to say, but for this project that forest law shall be amended. So in my opinion, if government interested to amend the forest law, the people shall surely come forward for active participation, which shall give us a lot of benefits. In Guwahati area, since I am a geotechnical consultant, I made lot of soil exploration in covering entire Guwahati area. Not only Guwahati, I am covering many places, many states. I am working for many states, entire northeast states. Since this project is related to Guwahati, I can in belief, I can say that our permeable stratum has adequate enough, our underlying permeable stratum, the sandy stratum, adequate enough to store up the huge rain water amounting to this much quantity of this much of quantity of rain water assuming average permeability coefficient of 1 centimeter per second. Somewhere in some places the permeability will be little more, in some places it may be little more. So I am considering average the permeability 1 centimeter per second. Then our that stratum can easily has capability of storing this much of water, because it will be not stagnant, no, it will be flowing. Since Jugigupa is lower elevation than us, so it will be flowing towards Bay of Bengal. We are above 50 meters above the Bay of Bengal. This underground water shall also be flowing down to Bay of Bengal. So we can consider the efficiency of that point of view also. In my opinion, we should go for rainwater harvesting or water conservation. Instead of going lucrative mega projects, if we can concentrate on rainwater harvesting. So normally people are saying that rainwater harvesting or water conservation, whatever it may be, the ultimate result is same. Instead of mega project without any financial capability of own, we should not think for mega project. Rather, we can go for simple solution to manage and to mitigate the present flood situation of Guwahati. To this GMC, this Guwahati Municipal Corporation, may provide some subsidies in tax pattern or some discount in tax pattern to attract each and all for rainwater conservation. The flood situation can easily be controlled if we are not allowing every city dweller, if not allowing for draining out of rainwater, then automatically there shall be no flood. At least my sincere request to all the viewers of my this short video, at least to force to gear up a voice for this simple solution to control the flood situation of our Guwahati city. And this concerned authority should make some mandatory bylaws for necessary arrangement for the free percolation of rainwater to the underground instead of draining out to main roadside drain. If we can penetrate all our rainwater, roof water, not rainwater, ultimately it is rainwater. There is no permeable soil formation in Guwahati. All and every campuses, there is not a single, not a just square meter area for penetration of rainwater. Vertical permeable drains of 300 to 500 ml, reasonable depth, maximum of 10 meters below ground level, at a close spacing at roadside may also be effective to minimize the impact of water lagging. This type of permeable vertical drains are also feasible at existing drains which shall increase the drain out capacity. This flood or waterlogging problem of Guwahati city can be solved with the measures discussed. Further, if the problem is not being tackled with firm determination in near future, the flood situation may turn into more deplorable condition for city dwellers. My earnest request to all, at least in 5 houses, in 2-3 houses, GMC or Government of Assam can go for a test attempt, just an attempt for test to drain out his this. Say I am having say 10,000 0.1 hectare land. I am having 0.1 hectare land. Out of that 1 hectare, I am having my house, and rest area I can go for some amount to free space for percolation of rainwater. On trial basis, government can do, from government side also can initiate a such trial for testing purpose. If 100% of rainwater is penetrated underground, if at one house or if 5 houses, if the testings are done at 5 houses, in a one bylane, easily they can go for, government can go for a testing purpose. The 5-6 houses campus select to drain out the rainwater, to harvest it or conservation, for conservation or harvesting, whatever mean by any way. There are a lot of various methods. Then, if effective, then they can use it instead of wasting many. In terms of big project, there is no question of using so much of huge expenses. I summarily want to conclude that government should come forward, and my beloved viewers should come forward at a positive pressure on government for trial basis to find out the efficiency of this water percolation system, that is rainwater harvesting or water conservation systems, to manage our city flood situation. In case of any information, please feel free to contact me at jcgogoi@gmail.com. I am saying once again, jcgogoi gmail.com. Please have a nice and pleasant day. Please stay at home and safe. Be safe. Take care of your children. Thank you. See you later.